Hey gamers, Nubkaso here. We are back with another video. So today we have a deals to cover up and one mystery games from the Epic Store. So without wasting any time, let's jump to the video. So the first mystery games on Epic Store for the today is coming up from the Dark and Darker Legendary Status game, which is a dungeon crawler survival action adventure game which upgrades a free square account of legendary status. Legendary accounts get access to the higher role dungeons, extra rating privilege, and 9 character slots, unlock one shard stats, and more. Please be careful not to make us duplicate purchases. So these are the games which based on the dungeon crawler games which have a lot of dungeons to cover on, upgrades this account, and there's also DLC upgrades which needs an square account, 9 additional characters, sale items on marketplaces, 72 hours of legendary status already been activated, 1 shard stash. So these are the games which can cover on the dungeon crawler basis game. So that's a free, just get to add it to the library. Moving to the next segment, which is from the deals. After this is coming out from the Ghostrunner Game Bundle, which is 76% off, 1150, almost like a $12-13. So in this deals you're gonna get the Ghostrunner 2 and Ghostrunner 1. So both are the games of the fast action paced runner on the first person game which needs a quick time, and hack and slash cyberpunk runner games which you need to have every elements to just to exploit your skills and not to die, because there is no health bar in this game. If you get a one hit you will die. So totally fast action paced and literally challenging games. So if it is you are on the taste of this game, so you can add it to the library. 76% off, 1150, almost like a $12. So moving to the next game is coming up from the Bayonetta and Vanquish Bundle. So it's from the Sega. So Sega has not been yet released the Bayonetta 2 on PC, but still Bayonetta's on deal, 70% off, 434 each one of them. But if you're gonna buy in a bundle, 72% off, 824, almost like a $10 to $11. You are saving few, even $1 for this. So that's a great deal. Bayonetta totally stands for these highly action-packed hack and slash core female protagonist. We play as a witch, all of the skills and their ultimate abilities and all these experience which will get the survival for the 500 years, sparking chain events on the cataclysmic repercussions. So that's the Bayonetta. And the Vanquish is basically I played since our childhood from the Platinum games, which is action sci-fi slide shooter PC on the PC games. Battle legions further take enemies using the vast arsenal of weapons, including all the DLC. Fully unlock the frame rates and gorgeous HD resolutions up to 4K support by the both games now. Definitive ways to play a war has accelerated. So these both games are on a deal, 72% off, 824, almost like a $10 to $11. While if you're gonna buy individually, 434 individually each, which will cost you around $4 to $5. So moving to the next game is coming out from the Dead Space series. So Dead Space Remake is 75% off, 749, almost like a $9 to $10, while Dead Space 3 is 75% off, $249, which is the original one, which is $2 to $3. Dead Space 2 is 75% off, $249, almost like a $2 to $3, and Dead Space the original is 60% off, $399, almost like a $4 to $5. So these Dead Space games, which are kind of a third-person action sci-fi horror games, which is totally based on the space games and also related to the space stations games. So these are the horror genres of the game, which totally based on the sci-fi, and also there will be like about this game is you have a less HUD in your screen. So you will have a less showing any sort of UI to the screen. That will be a great experience to have. So that's a great deal now, so it's worth it, check it out. Moving to the next game is coming out from the Evil Within series. So Evil Within 1 is 75% off, 294, almost like a $2 to $3, while Evil Within 2 is gonna cost you around 80% off, 399, almost like a $3 to $4. So both are the games of the survival horror genre, psychological horror games, which is the first game you will play as a developed by the Shinji Mikami, creator of the seminal Resident Evil series, and the talented team of the Tango Gameworks. So Evil Within embodies the meaning pure survival horror and highly crafted environments, horrifying anxiety, and interactive stories to combine to create an immersive world. While Evil Within 2, you play as Sebastian Castellonius has lost everything, including his daughter Lily. To save her, he must descend into the nightmarish world of STEM. Horrifying threats emerge from every corner, and he must rely on his wits to survive. So these two games are on a deal, 80% off for these. Evil Within 2, $3.99, almost like a $3 to $4, while Part 1 is 75% off, $294, almost like a $3 to $4. So it's worth to check it out. Moving to the next game is coming up from the Godfall Ultimate Edition. So it has been lost since when it was released on PC 2022, which is 75% off, $234. I think this is the gorgeous games we'll look by. If the RTX was first introduced, was this in the Godfall. So this is the game where you play as Aperion on the Payne of Rune. You are the last of Valorant Knights, godlike warriors able to equip the Valor plates, legendary armor sets, and the transform wielders into unstoppable masters of the melee combat and ascend in a Godfall, the first of its kind looter slasher melee action RPG. So it's a hack and slash action RPG and 3D platforming, and also they have a core mechanics in the games, and also the gorgeous looking environments and a beautiful art style. You play as a god, but you have descended kind of like a God of War, the first one. You lose your power and now you want to regain it. So this kind of storyline goes through it, and highly action packed, I can say. So 75% off, $234, almost like a $2 to $3. So this is the great game right now. I can say this is I like this game plays and all. I like the game. It's all on you if you like it or not. So but that's not a deal, so it's worth to check it out. Moving to the next game is coming out from the Souls-like game, which is Steelrising. So Steelrising, an atmospheric Souls-like action single player, which is 80% off, $235, almost like a $2 to $3, which is based on the alternate universe of the Paris 1789. The French Revolution has been suppressed in the bloodshed by Louis XVI and his merciless mechanical armies. Aegis, a mysterious automation masterpiece, must confront the king's army alone to save his history in the challenging action RPG. So this is currently 80% off, $235. I think this is the great deal right now if you kind of like a Souls-like gamers. So this is I think a nice pickup for you to get this hands on. So that's on a deal, 80% off, $225, almost like $2 to $3. So it's worth to check it out. Moving to the next game is coming out from the Wanted Dead. So Wanted Dead is developed from these developers from the Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive. So it's a 70% off, $319, almost like a $4 to $5, in which it's a hybrid action slasher shooter from the makers of the Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive. The game follows a week in the life of a zombie unit and elite Hong Kong police squad on a mission to uncover the major corporate conspiracies. So you play as an agent in which you have to Hannah Stone, a hard-boiled Hong Kong cop, plot through the mercenaries, gang members, and private military contractors in a spectacular cyberpunk adventures. So you have an aesthetic arm, which you have already lost to one hand. You have hybrid aesthetic arm on it. So now you play as different weapons and hack and slash, and also shootings games as well. So satisfying hack and slashings from the Ninja Gaidens. So they have added element to it, and also the more gores. So watch out for that. So based on the cyberpunk experience. So this is 70% off, $390, almost like a $4 to $5. So that's a great deal. Moving to the next game is coming up from the Borderlands Pandora's Box. So Borderlands Collection Pandora Box Bundles, it's 94% off, $2,243 if you buy on a bundle. But if you get the Borderlands Game of the Year edition, which has the enhanced editions as well, which is $159, almost like a less than a $2, while Borderlands 2 is a 75% off, which is $249, almost like a $3 to $4. Borderlands 3 is gonna less 90% off, $299, almost like a $3 to $4. So these RPG looter shooter multiplayer FPS action games are on a deal right now. You play I think this is the great stories by, and the gameplay's perspective is being written by the Gearbox. It's a great game. So Gearbox has already been doing a great job for this Borderlands series, but now it has been reduced. So it's currently, if you wanted to experience the Borderlands series from the previous title, which is great one, I guess. So this is a great deal from you. So it's worth to check it out. Moving to the next game is coming up from the Max Payne series, which is my favorite one, the Max Payne 2, 65% off, $228, almost like a $2 to $3, and the Max Payne Payne 3, which is 70% off, $329, almost like a $3 to $4. So Max Payne 2 is a fallback of Max Payne 1 Violet film noir love story, dark, tragic, and intense in the depth story of the thrill ride of shocking twists and revelations. So you play as a Max Payne, deliver intense gameplay experience. It features fierce and stylish action sequence and slow-mo gunplay that become the synonymous with the Max Payne series. I love the slow-mo action the gameplay mechanics. So I'm loving with these games and stories, and especially the music. No longer New York City cop, Max Payne moves to a São Paulo, protect the wealthy family. Effort to the family escapes in a troubled past. The complete edition of Max Payne 3 includes the complete original games and previously released downloadable content. So it is 70% off, $329. I love the Max Payne games, and if you like it, then this is the great deal from now on the winter collections and in the winter season sales. So this will be the great Christmas for you if you want to buy this kind of epic games. So that's it from my side. I'll meet you in the next video. Thank you for watching this video. So till then, keep gaming. Nubkaso out here.
Yeah, boy.